Alright guys, so we're going to do something a little bit different today than we normally do. Now we've had several inches of ice and snow over the past week, so we haven't been able to get out and fish. Now the roads have cleared up, but the boat ramps are still covered in ice and snow, so we're not able to get our boat out. So we're going to go do some bank fishing today, something we haven't done, I haven't done in years. Join us guys and let's have some fun today. Looks like this would be a decent spot to try to land a fish from. We're in a spot where two rivers meet. That's the Ohio River out there. And we got this smaller river that dumps in it right here. Guys, so there it is. I've got a brand new heavy action 10-foot tangling catfish rod. Never fished with it before. Subscriber of the channel actually sent this to me. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we just got a standard 3-way rig with a clip. That's the rig I use 99% of the time. I've tied this one a little shorter just so I can get a little farther cast. And then I've got two of my regular tangling with catfish 7/6 rods with Abu reels. We're gonna set up here for a minute, and if that doesn't work, there's another spot upriver, up probably 20 miles or so, we might go hit. And we got some skipjack. I've already cut it all up, that way I didn't have to try to do it on the ground. We're not gonna throw any huge pieces of bait today. We're just trying to catch a fish, guys. I mean, it'd be nice to catch a big fish, but we're just glad to be out of the house today. Now, I'm not used to throwing these big long rods at all. I fished with them years ago, like back in my teens, when I used to bank fish a lot, but I haven't thrown a 10-foot rod in years, so hopefully I can still throw them, and hopefully I don't fall down the hill when I throw it. Everything's solid ice right here. Not too bad. My spool had a little too much tension on my spool. I think if I loosen it up on the next cast, I'll really be able to get it out there. So we came up here to fish off the bank, but we also came up here to check out the boat ramp situation before I bothered pulling my boat all the way up here. And I'm glad I did, because there's no way anybody's using this ramp. I mean, it's just solid ice, packed hard as a rock. There'd be no way, if you try to launch a boat right here, you wouldn't stop until your tires hit the water down there, and you'd probably be jackknifed by that time, so. All right, so we're getting a ton of bites over here from small fish. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie up a little double hook rig, and we're gonna try to catch a couple small ones. We're gonna tie us 2 5/0 tacking cat circles on. Just gonna snell 2 hooks on there a few inches, well, about 3 inches apart. Just like that, guys. 2 little bitty pieces of skipjack. Let's see if we can catch some of these little smaller eater sized fish. Take them home, fry them up. Channel cats, little blue cats, whatever. Pretty good.
Any luck so far?
We just got here.
What's that?
Just got here.
Oh, I got you. You snagging or just casting?
No, we're catfishing.
Catfishing?
Yeah.
I got you.
New license.
That would be great. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at your stuff real quick.
Go ahead.
What are you throwing out there, bud?
Skipjack and shad, frozen.
Man, you got a setup here and everything, bud.
We do a YouTube channel.
I got you. What's it called?
Hagen Grubs Fishing.
Oh, I got you. It's a good spot, especially in Kentucky, Ohio.
I fish out of my boat here quite a bit, but we can't use any of the ramps right now.
Too slick?
Yeah.
I got you. There's some pretty good sized skipjack, huh?
Yeah. There we go. There's all of them if you want to click on them there.
Are these all pictures?
Yeah.
So this is like your receipt here.
Yeah.
If you hit view license and go to our website and log in, you can get the actual license where it looks like a license. I'm not too worried about it. I can see what you bought. Fishing resident
Yeah.
trout permit. That's not an issue.
So that's not the actual license?
No. So this is like the receipt.
I've still got the emails too if you want to see them.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
So just when like, you know what I'm talking about, where it has a 20 and like the barcode,
Okay.
and then screenshot that.
I didn't know that. I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah,
That's,
you're
I
good.
thought that was all I needed.
No, I'm good with that. I can see what you bought and when you bought it. So the commercial fishermen I checked earlier this year had won about 44.
It's been dead up here this year. We fished it probably 4 or 5 times, and usually they come up in here every winter, you know.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen it this year. Of course, we haven't had the high water that we've been having, so
Yeah.
they probably hadn't pushed them up in here. Is it snagging season?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm surprised there's nobody here then.
Yeah.
Here they're kind of being babies. A little
Because
cold
of the
out.
snow?
They're cold. They don't want to stand in here.
I don't know much about snagging.
Same thing. It's a trophy catfish limit. You're probably familiar with that.
The one over 34.
Yep. It's the same rule for them when they snag. So.
Man, I ain't a big fan of them snagging them big catfish.
Oh, let me tell you what. I've seen some pictures of guys who snag some huge ones. Here from Mercer come.
It takes me a little over an hour, about an hour and 20 minutes.
Woo!
Yeah, it was a hog.
Look at the
Oh my
head on that
God.
thing.
That was the biggest one we'd ever caught.
Holy crap. That thing's massive.
Yeah, it was big.
You take care now, all right?
All right, y'all. Thank you. All right, guys. So we fished this spot for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We had a lot of bites from small fish, but nothing big enough to get the hook. So we're gonna pack it up and head upriver to a different spot because there's just not much going on here. We got probably about an hour and a half till dark. We're just wanting to catch a fish. I don't care if it's 2 pounds. All right, so our second spot that we're in here is where a small creek dumps out in the river. It's about 5 foot right here, and then it drops down to about 30 foot, and then it goes out probably 50 yards, and then it drops down to 80 foot. So it's just kind of a stair-step drop right here. It should be a great spot to at least pick off some small fish, but I don't think they're not biting or they just don't want my frozen skipjack, but that's all I've got. So I'm not a big fan of putting out fishing videos with no fish, but we gave it our best shot and just couldn't come up with anything other than a couple bites. Earlier I mentioned that I was using a rod that a subscriber had sent me, a 10-foot tangling with catfish rod. I want to thank Bob Callison for sending me that rod. Now, Bob Callison also runs a Facebook group called the 5 Gallon Challenge. It's all about cleaning up our waterways. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check out his Facebook group. I'll put a link to it in the description below. But I want to thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys. We'll see you in the next video. It's hung all right. There goes the braille lines. Yeah, we broke most of the braille lines.